Hey guys, I'm Meredith Baker reporting for On the Map, Off the Radar, and today we're going to be talking about something very close to my heart and also my plate, quinoa. And you might be wondering, what does quinoa have to do with the types of stories covered in On the Map, Off the Radar? Well, I wanted to use it as a point to illustrate how global consumption patterns can affect locals where a product is sourced. So the UN named 2013 the Year of Quinoa. And why is this? Because quinoa is actually a complete protein, meaning it has all 8 amino acids, and it's very high in other things such as magnesium, iron, dietary fiber. So it's kind of a superfood and can be used to combat malnutrition, or where people can get a lot of their protein who are vegetarians, for example. So a brief history of quinoa. It's been farmed for about 7,000 years in the Andes in Peru and Bolivia, and the Incas actually called quinoa the mother grain. It's been a staple food of both countries for a very, very long time because of its nutrients. And when word got out in the international community about quinoa and all of its amazing qualities, international demand skyrocketed. And while this on the surface is a very good thing for the governments of Peru and Bolivia, it actually had some unintended reverse consequences. Even though it brought about $85 million worth of export revenue to Bolivia in 2011, conversely, the price of quinoa domestically since 2006 has tripled in both countries. So it is very expensive for the locals to buy quinoa. For example, in Lima, it's more expensive to buy quinoa now than it is to buy chicken. So this is problematic because in a place like Bolivia, where the malnutrition rate is 24%, or in the Andes, where quinoa is actually grown, there's a 37% stunting rate due to malnutrition for children. That means people aren't getting this superfood that they once had such direct access to. Further, in both countries, there have been a lot of land disputes between farmers about quinoa. A lot of people are returning from cities back to rural areas and disrupting rural ways of life, trying to catch in on the quinoa profit. And it's kind of caused a lot of domestic debate about, the negative effects that the global economy has had on it. So both countries are actually working now to try to make quinoa more affordable domestically. And kind of in summary, what is the debate? What is the current debate about quinoa? Some people say for places like US and the UK, should we grow quinoa locally to kind of offset the bad things that are happening in Peru and Bolivia because of this? So while that's one option, other people say no, because then we'll be robbing Peruvians and Bolivians of jobs related to quinoa. So it doesn't appear that there's a clear answer, but I do think that kind of the overview of this quinoa debate should at least make us more aware of how our purchasing choices on a global level can affect locals on the ground. Thanks for watching, and stay tuned for the next episode of On the Map, Off the Radar.